All right. I'm going to go live here. I think Greg will be on here in a little bit. We can add him onto the call. I think he was wrapping up with work, trying to get some stuff done, but we're going live from the beach house. It's a Wednesday night, about 9 o'clock. We are going live. It's nice out here right now. Yep, got the email. YouTube, now live on your channel. It's almost here. Turf Nerds Podcast Live. So just going to kind of wait to see if any of you guys hop on here. See if I can add people in the waiting room. Yeah, you can, participants. If Greg gets the link, he'll get on. He's probably wrapping up here. Wonder what everyone's doing tonight. It's nice. Still on vacation. Got a couple nights left here at the beach house. Today was absolutely gorgeous and just beautiful. I'm telling you what, guys, that doing a reset and getting away for a couple days is truly an awesome thing. And it's a blessing. There, we got a viewer. Is it Ben? You got burned? Huh. Well, I think it kind of matches my shirt. Got a text from Greg here right now. Give me about 5 minutes. I just got out of the shower. Oh, well, that's nice. I'm live, so Ben's just watching. I didn't really the only place I got burned today was part of my face and my chest and a little bit of my arms. I went fishing in the ocean. I rented a fishing pole and caught some small little fish. I mean, they're like silver dollar type fish. I think they might have been white flounder. I'm not sure. Really? Yeah, really. Holy smokes. So Greg will have to hop on here in a bit because he just washing up right now. He was busy actually, so he got done with all of his lawns today, and he was actually signing autographs to these kids. Greg told me that he had a group of about 15 kids watching him cut this lawn, and he cut it just so fast and so perfect, and they love this truck and his trailer and everything. And he was signing autographs and taking pictures with these kids, and they didn't even know him. He didn't tell them about the Turf Nerds podcast until after. So that's impressive. So that's where he burned about half an hour talking to these 15 kids. So he's just showering up because Greg's all famous now because of the podcast. He's got guys flagging him left and right, and they say, "Hey, are you Greg Durbin with Durbin Lawn Care?" And he goes, "No, I'm Greg Durbin with Turf Nerds, a lawn care podcast." So he'll be on here in a bit. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be famous like him in the lawn and landscaping industry. I'm just a guy that cuts about 96, 97 lawns a week, and I can cram it all in Monday through Friday. But that schedule is going to be changing this upcoming year. I think I'm going to drop to a 4-day kind of heavy, 4-day heavy with lawn care, just due to rain and everything and the potential. As I said this before, finding other side jobs, ancillary jobs, you got to focus on that too. But what I was talking about earlier on though is vacations are really great opportunity just to hit the reset button, and on top of that, just get fried. I mean, I've been wearing these button up like fishing shirts, and they've been awesome. But today I just had it kind of rolled up, and part of my neck got burned pretty bad, and I was fishing out there in the fishing out in the Atlantic Ocean, and that was fun. I paid $30 for a fishing rod, and it's really just good to get out there to think about lawns, business, and life, and clear your head when you're wading in 3 feet of water, having waves kind of crash down on you. It's nice, and I've seen quite the amount of lawn guys out here though too. Part of Sunset Beach here on this main strip, they had a crew out there today. They had two X marks, a white truck and trailer, and I was actually on my Segway. I was picking up a cold brew coffee for the wife, and saw this crew out there on the Segway. I got close to them. I wanted to talk to them to tell them about the show, but I'm like, I'm not going to bother them. But I almost pulled them over and said, "Hey, you guys should get this Segway to trim on," because I just kind of wanted to grab this trimmer on. This guy was, I think they were running a still trimmer, and he still had the guard on, which some guys do. I didn't take the guard off my trimmers and stuff until probably 6 years ago. I mean, I've been in the lawn and landscaping business for 15 years, and I didn't take the guard off till the last like 6 years. I took it off, but I got close to this guy. I almost just said, "Hey, buddy, watch this." And oh, here we go. Uncle Greg entered the studio. All right. we're gonna get him on here right now. I'm gonna keep watching this until he's all set. So there you go. Add to stage. I can mute him. Well, you're on.
I'm on.
Hey.
So doing a little adjustment here. Bear with me. How's it going?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going. Just talking about how you were late because on your last lawn, a group of 15 kids stopped you and you were signing autographs and taking pictures. So yeah.
Well, you gotta make them happy, please the fans, kind of thing. So
I was telling him
um,
you're all famous now, not from lawn care, but just from the turf nerds. Like everyone knows you as Uncle Greg now. So, and you're busy signing autographs.
let's see if my camera switches here. I forgot to switch the camera on. Do I have to log out and go back in?
I don't know. I think you
Or
just want to
no?
hit the three dots. Here, we'll do tech fixing on the fly here. So if you hit the little three dots underneath there, then you can go to settings. So it'll be like three dots, settings, and then camera. Then you can switch it on over there. So
I don't have three dots.
on StreamYard,
Yeah, I don't see three dots anywhere.
well, I'm on my phone. It's kind of hard to hickey around with. So mine has the microphone symbol and then it has the camera symbol. So on the little camera symbol, you can hit that up arrow and change it to the actual webcam, which I don't even know what webcam brand that is. It's some knockoff China piece of junk. So
If it's,
might not be plugged in, or you might have to just
I
unplug it, plug
plugged
it
it
back
in
in.
after I plugged it in after I got on. So
Could be why. Oh
hang
well.
on. You want me to log out or just keep using my camera
Oh, just
on the
keep
laptop?
using the laptop. It's fine for now.
All right. I apologize, guys. So
Oh no, it's funny. I got burned. So
You got burned.
no, like actually a little bit. I rented a fishing pole and I was fishing there in the water, like 2.5, 3 feet. Caught a couple small little like whitefish today. It was like $30 to like rent a pole for an entire day. I said, why not? So
Yeah.
can't beat that,
$30
right?
to rent a pole?
Yeah, that's not bad because you get $30 and then some bait. So
Yeah, you can get half a car for 60 or for 30. Get a rental
yeah, the
car.
problem is you can't rent cars that cheap anymore unless you find a good deal, right?
I'm trying to think. We just rented a car when we were in Colorado. I can't remember how
Yeah.
much. It was about $60 a day.
Well,
But
it's
the
not that
problem
bad.
was you had to get you had to buy, because I don't have full coverage on my cars
Oh,
because
sure, yeah.
they're older
Yeah.
vehicles, and so I had to get the damage protection on it, and that was
Oh,
like $30 a day or something. And then the what else? Oh, because if you don't get it, what they'll do is if you get in an accident, they'll charge you for the damage and the downtime. So if you were renting that car
oh,
for
really?
60 days, yeah, and if that car, the downside is if you have a car on rent and then
Yeah.
and you get damaged and it goes to the shop, but the shop is really backed up, let's say the shop is 2 weeks behind,
Yeah, yeah.
plus it's going to take them a week to do the repair, they're going to charge you for 3 weeks of that downtime. So
Oh
that,
man,
of that daily rental.
so they're just making
And
money then.
oh yeah, it was the rental car. It was a joke how much we had to pay for a rental car. So I'll say this is a few years ago we went whitewater rafting, and without thinking about it, we had sold our van and SUV, and all we had were two cars at the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of crowded when you're trying to travel and be gone for 4 or 5 days, or maybe
Oh,
even
yeah.
I think we might have been gone for a week. But that's really tough to travel that far with in a car, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
was like a 8-hour drive plus all the luggage and all that stuff. So I was going to rent a van, and I thought, well, it'll be easy. We'll rent a van and go down, and the rental van was $1,000 or more,
Oh,
thousand to
wow.
$1,500. I can't remember, but
Holy
it was
smokes.
at
Right?
least $1,000 for the time. And I'm starting to look at it and go, this is silly. So I said, you know what? I'm going to buy a van. We'll take it down there for the trip, and then when we come back, I'll sell it. And
That's smart.
yeah, so I looked and looked. The day before we left, I found a van, went and picked it up. Drove next day. We drove to West Virginia, went whitewater rafting, drove
That's
all
fun.
around, and came back. And like 2 weeks later, sold it for 500 more than I paid for it.
And Greg's Mr. Smart guy with doing that. You just buy a van just for that trip, use it, and then sell it, and then profit. So I mean,
Yeah.
you can still do that now. I mean, it's just you just got to sell the right car, don't you?
Oh yeah, if you could, yeah, I mean, you could still do that. I mean, I when we went to visit Miles, he even asked me, "Are you going to buy a car?" And I said, "No, I don't have time. We're only going to be there for 4 days." I said, "I
Yeah,
normally I would, but we're only going to be here 4 days, so I'll just go ahead and I'll just have to go ahead and rent." But I think I've changed my mind now after all that we had to pay for that thing. So.
yeah. As rental cars, were they always that expensive, or is it just because of just everything with rates and everything going on?
Oh, rental cars were reasonable, but now it's the damage protection. Like I said, if I had full
Yeah,
coverage on my vehicle, I wouldn't have
would
gotten
have
the
been.
damage protection.
Oh man,
And but now they're starting to, like I said, they're hitting you for downtime, and that's your insurance company won't pay that. Excuse me, if you're down, they'll only pay for the rental in the car, I believe, in the time while you were in the vehicle. So I'd still have to pay that. For example, 3 weeks that we were talking about, I'd still
oof,
have to pay that out of pocket. So
that's not
yeah,
cheap.
no, no. So it's they're doing everything they can because I used to work for Enterprise Rent a Car years ago, and our damage waiver was $6 a day. And that was full coverage, and you mean you could literally you could rent the car, drive out of the parking lot and total it, walk back in and hand me the keys, and it would cost you $6.
Oh
So
my goodness.
and or plus the rent, $30 to rent plus the six, so it's $36. And
Oh,
but now they're charging $30, $40 for the damage protection. So
I'm,
um,
I'd be curious, Greg, if any guys in the lawn and landscape business, is a good question to ask. If their truck was down, have they ever had to rent a truck or something like that? And then how much are they paying to do that? Because you got to do that smart. Because that's just
U-Haul.
yeah, U-Haul. It'd
Yep,
probably be a U-Haul for either the truck or the trailer.
I've done U-Haul, and when my truck went down a couple of times, I've rented U-Haul. It was $20 a day plus mileage, and
No, it's not
that
that bad.
yeah, and then plus you get the damage waiver, and their damage waiver is cheap. I can't remember how much their damage protection is, but guys, if you're down and you don't have a backup vehicle, get a U-Haul truck. And granted, I think after a week, I still, because of all the driving I had to do, and I can't remember how much they charge you a mile. It's 25 cents a mile or something. Maybe you could
Is
look it
it?
up.
Yeah.
Um, hang on, U-Haul.
I've rented a U-Haul. Well, it was my neighbor, my buddy of mine who was my neighbor once. Rented rented a U-Haul from a place near my house, and I think it's really inexpensive. Just the like their trailers are they're actually pretty well built trailers, so you could do that if you guys had a big 60-inch zero turn that you had to rent and you didn't have a backup, or for a truck though too. I think U-Haul is probably the best way to go. I mean, you did it, Greg, so you can
Yeah,
vouch for that.
59 cents, anywhere from 59 to 99 cents per mile. So I
Oh,
was I was a little off, but so easy math is 60 cents a mile if you drive 200 miles, $120, and for a mileage plus the daily rental, and that's 19.95, so $20 a day. If you rent it 5 days, it's $100 plus another 120 to cost you 220. That's
you just hope that
that's
you don't.
actually pretty good.
Yeah, you just hope that you don't drive like very much, like route density, right? Greg, it's a great
That's the
way
route
to.
density, yeah. So yeah, some guys they say, hey, yeah, get your that's your sole reason for getting route density is in case you have to rent a U-Haul.
I hope I don't ever have to rent a trailer or a truck. I do. I mean, it's good also to have family members. I mean, my in-laws hand aside, they do have a Silverado that I could use, and then my sister-in-law, they also have a Silverado there. So I have two different truck opportunities. We would be nice to kind of just buy a truck, Greg. Maybe drive out to Colorado, get one for like a backup, just have it sit. But it's just like I wouldn't want to insure it, so
No.
that'd
The other
be the
thing though
thing.
about using somebody else's vehicle though is if you get in an accident with that vehicle while you're
Oh yeah.
working, your insurance is not going to cover it.
Oh, here's
And
the
their
deal: you
insurance
don't
is
get
not
into an
going to cover
accident,
it because it's for
right?
your business.
Yeah.
Remember when we talked to Steve, we were talking about guys if they were using their personal vehicle to pull a trailer and they got in an accident, and if they were using their work truck and they got in an accident, their insurance is going to cover it. But if they're using their personal vehicle, it's not going to cover it. So
Yeah, because
that's
because that
probably why
vehicle's
you just
not
go with a
insured for
U-Haul.
commercial. Yeah.
Yeah, and so if you buy, I think if you go with the U-Haul, technically your insurance would transfer to that U-Haul.
Oh, I didn't know that. We should do a call Steve on the spot right now and ask him a couple questions. I haven't talked to our insurance guy. Like that was a good episode with him because he serves over 20 states. I wonder if any guys had reached out. I think Raleigh said that he was going to just reach out to see if he covered the Kentucky area. But Steve is good for just general information for our industry.
Yeah, I haven't spoken with Steve since then, so I'm kind of curious to see if he's had any calls or anyone's reached out to him. Guys, if you're looking for insurance, Steve Bonesteel, I don't know, do you remember which episode that was?
Oh, it's
Um,
a couple back. It's like, oh man,
yeah,
it's probably like 10 episodes back, but we found him on our local Facebook page, but he does 20 other states and he knows the ins and outs for insurance for the lawn and landscape guys. And it's because of you, Greg. You found him. So,
yeah. Well, somebody on there on the website had said to check with him, and because I was looking for insurance, and somebody said his name, and so I reached out to him, and he's been great. And the good side is we haven't spoken with him since then.
yeah,
The bad side is we haven't spoken with him since then.
yeah.
So, but
So the insurance guys work.
the advantage is you haven't spoken with him, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, you don't want to have to speak with your insurance guy ever unless he's telling you that he's found you a better rate, or I mean, you don't want to have to file any claims either. Because I had years ago when I was driving my white 16 F-150, and it was in the span of a month. I replaced the windshield twice on it. It was only $275, and I didn't want to file an insurance claim on something that was only $275. There's no point.
No, it depends on what
Glass
your comp
coverage.
is. Well, your glass coverage that would be under your comprehensive, and if you're a comprehensive, if you got a $500 deductible on your comp, then it doesn't that's no good. So, and most people I think nowadays have high comp deductibles, so it's probably not even worth filing on that. So
Yeah, even when I was at 2 years ago, I was flip edging, and that's I was talking about earlier, Greg, before you hopped on about the string trimmer guard. I didn't take off mine until about 6 years ago, and it was 2 years ago. I was flip edging. I caught a rock in the crack when I was edging and hit a bay window, and that cost me $800. But Steve was trying to infer and tell me that I should have just paid for it out of pocket. But the
yeah,
insurance company I called for at the time said, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just like that one time's not gonna totally ruin you." Because I've had a clean record since. I haven't had to file any claims in 15 years except for that one bay window.
yeah. No, well, I had mentioned that I slid into a guy's fence, wet grass, and down a hill, and slid into his fence. That was $500 out of pocket for me, and so it just, I guess I kind of look at it as, it's if it's less than $1,000, I just pay it out of pocket on something like that, because then
Yeah.
it typically what could potentially happen is that's the way a lot of it happens is if you file a claim almost assuredly you're going to have another claim pop up within a year or within a couple of months usually. So but that's usually the way that kind of works. But I've been fortunate and I haven't had to file any claims, so that's kind of nice.
Was that fence that you slid into? Was that like a wood fence or like metal?
No, it was a metal fence, and it as I think about it, I might have been able to do a get a ratchet strap to get it pop it into place myself,
Oh yeah.
but I bent I bent a couple of the rungs, and potentially I could have used a ratchet strap and used a good base and tried to uh, bend those poles, those rungs back as well. So, but it was enough that I didn't at the time realize that I could potentially have done it myself with a ratchet strap or a come along. So,
Speaking of fences, Greg, remember when we had Andy Wilson on the live stream about a month and a half ago? He actually, it's kind of interesting because he's got his typical lawn care business. He's got one full-time employee, I think maybe a part-time. They service like 145 accounts, close to 150. But it says one of the services that he offers, and he wanted to even do a video series on this, how to install like a picket fence,
mm,
like a regular old fence. So
yeah,
like a wood fence, which is cool because they're not rocket science to build, but you got to be a little like, a bit precise.
yeah, that's I one of the lawns I just picked up. There's a condominium being built in right in downtown here, and
Yeah,
I was talking to the general manager of that setup of overseeing the whole project. He and I've gotten to know each other pretty well because I mow right next door, and we've talked. And I said, "Look, I give you guys credit." I said, "I'll cut a 2x4, a 4 foot 2x4, and I'll be off by a quarter inch." And on one cut, I'll be off by a quarter inch. I said, "I don't know how the heck you guys can build a 3-story building here and have it be precise."
that's
So,
crazy. Yeah,
let
sorry,
alone
go on.
these towers that people are building.
Yeah, it's something that'd be cool to kind of get into because Andy was saying that the profit margins on the fence. I thought he was saying, my memory serves me right, that it was a pretty good profit margin. And how many lawn guys do you know say, "Hey, I run a lawn and landscape biz, but then I also install fences"? Not many, and our industry's full of fences. The only thing I'm good at is disassembling like chain link fences. I've disassembled those to be able to fit my mower through. I did that for this lawn that I had probably like, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago. I would take apart part of his chain link fence to fit the 36-inch Cub Cadet into his backyard. But
Huh.
guys can do it if you bring the right tools and you're quick. People don't mind if you can take off part of their fence and put it back. Or, guys, what you could do is modify the fence to be able to fit your mower through there. I mean, it could be inexpensive if you guys know what you're doing, but usually when I start taking things apart, Greg, it's just I don't know how to put back together always. It's like, oh, well, that's not the right way to do it.
No, I just don't want to mess around doing that. I actually had one client that he wanted me to mow his lawn, and I said I can't fit through your gate, and he went out and bought a new gate and had that installed. And he really
Makes it
wanted
feel
me to mow his
nice.
lawn. Yeah, it made me feel good. And then he was the same guy though that over fertilized his lawn, so I cut his lawn for a month and said I can't do this anymore. So he spent I don't know how much money he spent getting a new gate, but then they installed the gate poorly,
Oh, they
and
really?
no, I could you could barely get the gate open because it was on a hill. So when you swung the gate, it would hit the
I get
grass
stuck.
and wouldn't,
Yeah.
and yeah, it'd get stuck and you couldn't get through. So
You think they would have checked their work over, right, before they did that?
yeah, so I had to call him. I said, "Look, I can't get through the gate." He said, "What are you talking about? I had it installed." I said, "They didn't do it right," and so I said it should have technically swung the other way, and if it had swung the other way, I would be free. So we had to actually we wound up kind of digging it out a little bit, and so I could get it just enough so I could get through the gate. That was something else though. So
I'm sure. Greg, I did all this work for you, and then you tell me I'm over fertilizing, and then you basically fired me. Like, yep, so what? I did. I had to. Bye bye.
yeah, no, that was a pain, and that lawn was just horrible. I mean, I spent in a half an hour just trimming because he had
Oh
so much
man.
trimming that I had to do, and mind you, I've said it before that lawn should have taken me 45 minutes, and I spent a half an hour trimming, so this isn't working.
Well, you know what is working, Greg? The title of this live stream is called "It's Almost Here." It's been on my mind. We've been talking about it, Greg. The expo, not even for the sake, just for the sake of this networking. we're getting excited, and we're the expo will be coming, and that'll be creeping up closer and closer, and that means good networking with our buddies, and also the cleanups coming down the pike.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to cleanups using that 52-inch to see how we can do with that. Thinking of doing those X blades on that and seeing how much that would chop up stuff. So that ought to
Yeah,
be interesting.
we were talking about it more, and you said you floated around that idea. I'm like, yeah, we could probably. I was just sure, why not? But then we were talking to Ron Scheffler over at Bobcat. He says just beat it to death. So it's like, okay, well, we'll
Uh-huh.
buy the X blades on it because it was a demo and it's a prototype and test unit. So we'll just buy the X blades to put on to the 52-inch Bobcat and see how it can powder up the dry. I'm hoping those leaves stay dry because I can really see everything just flying to dust. Problem with that though, Greg, is you're gonna have to be like double gaitered up there, aren't you? Be like double Antifa as you cough.
Yeah. Speaking of, right. Sorry, guys, I couldn't get the mute button. But the that ought to be interesting to see how that works. I'm kind of interested because, like, um, who had him on their show? Raleigh. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
Raleigh had Corey on, and he said that's the time to use it on the cleanups. And he said I'd just pulverize that stuff. So I'm curious to see. And those X blades though, that when I used them on my walk behind, that was shooting an extra path out
Oh,
further
yeah.
because
Big time.
there was so much going on. So I can imagine that that's probably going to be creating quite a vacuum under there as well. So those our side catchers could fill up rather quickly.
It blows out so fast, Greg, that it like goes through the side catch door and blows out the back door. That'd be pretty funny. I'd still envious of you over your good side catcher, but yeah, if it's a drier fall, I won't have to haul away many leaves. If it's kind of between wet and dry, then you have to haul away a couple. But we got all of our buddies here in the LCBU podcasting group, guys. That's the Lawn Care Brothers Unite group. We're all kind of talking about, hey, Davey. Got '06 Davey. Here, we'll pop him up there on the screen there, Greg. Hey guys, what you doing up tonight, Davey? Thanks for joining the show. We're just talking about the expo. Greg and I are kind of doing like a podcast plan and attack, but we're really excited just to see what brands are going to be there and see what kind of shows we can get out, Greg, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's a couple of things that I'm interested in talking to some folks and seeing what opportunities there are out there, and to be able to share that stuff with you guys is, it'd be kind of fun if we can get some 5 minute, 3 to 5 minute live streams going on while we're there. Just pop back on and say, hey, look at this. We got some neat stuff out here. So, because we didn't really get around that much last year, and
Oh, that's
so
funny.
this year we could get around.
It was executed well, but the plan of attack, I just didn't even think about it there last year. Here we go. Question for you. Davey says this here, Greg. Have you made the move to only allowing credit card payments? Oh man, that's a that's a good question. I have not been on really the green light to doing that. I was thinking about it. I just didn't really want to hit everyone with processing fees, but you would just bake that fee into the lawn price and not let them know. Haven't had many of my clients. I don't know about you, Greg. Haven't had many of my clients really ask about a credit card. Maybe like 2 or 3%, but no one's been pushing me on it. But it would be nice though if you got them all on card payment, Greg. You wouldn't have to bill anyone out. You just hit a button and get paid all the money right there while you're invoicing. Like you wouldn't have to collect.
Yeah, the credit card fees, those, the processing fees, and then sometimes they hit you with additional fees. And when I had my store, I was getting hit with all kinds of fees. It was ridiculous. And I think with Yardbook, you have to be a premium member to be able to
Mm.
do credit card fees. And I don't know how much it costs for premium member for Yardbook. And so that's an additional charge that I'd have to have. I've only gotten two people that didn't pay me, and in 6 years I've lost $125 on, and they were jerks. So I haven't had any problems with it. I know some guys that's all they live for. Davey, are you apparently are you interested in the credit cards or no?
He says this. Yeah, so here's what I'm thinking. Bam. So here's what I'm thinking. No increase in services next year, but then only allowing processed payments. Yeah. So, I mean, if you can set that up with your clientele, by all means do it. We know that Tony Rudolph, he did that with his clients, and they were all kind of caught on board. But in my 15 years, I think I've only lost less than $500, and that's with not doing the credit card uh, like online payments. I mean, it's not a bad route to go. Like I'm not against it, Greg. I would like to maybe see it in action more. I'm just the traditional pay me with Zelle. That's instant. Venmo's pretty much next day for me. Same with Cash App, Cash, and check though as well. So here's got some more popping up here. So here we go. It says this: I use Yardbook and the
Oh,
fee is 3%, and I'm not a premium member. Yeah, so I
okay.
think he's right, Davey. You can set that up with the Yardbook. I think it's under Stripe. You don't have to be a premium member, but Yardbook does have some other premium benefits. But Davey's right though. Yeah, it's you can still get that, and it's with Stripe, and I think it's pretty nice. But you couldn't maybe just don't even tell your clients about the fee. Just raise the price, and they'll be like, "Why is it this?" Be like, "Because I have to cover my costs. That's part of their cost to run the business."
Yeah. Yeah, and that's part of the reason that I haven't done it. And I think Yardbook only uses Stripe, I believe. And but 3%, that's that if you can build that into your price, that's good. Like I said, I haven't had any issues. I've had a couple of people late payments. I just generally what happens for me is I'll send out my invoices. I've mentioned it before. I pre-bill all my accounts, and so September 1st, I'll bill out. I'll set up all my invoices for the month of September, and then people have till the end of the month to pay me. If they haven't paid me by the end of the month, I've told them, look, I'm going to start doing processing or late fees, and I haven't done it yet because generally what I'll do is I'll send out that invoice, the October invoice. I'll send out their September invoice at the same time, and then they usually pay up pretty quick.
Here we go. Bam, got another one. I'm just in that spot where I hate, waiting for checks and then having to get to the bank. Yeah, Davey, here could be a tip for you as well. What I started doing is I kind of hate waiting for checks. I had a lot of people that pay on app payments. I'd say maybe over half my payments are on Zelle or on Venmo right now, and you have some other apps that trickle in. But what I do, rather than rushing everything over to the bank, I've been mobile depositing everything. My bank is set up. They like it when you do that because the ATM, when I put the checks in there, was eating my checks and it was eating the money as well. And I just don't have enough time to physically get in to the bank unless I did everything on the weekends. And even with that, you're gonna be waiting around. So even mobile depositing all your lawn care checks and holding on to them. And if something happens there with a client and they try to challenge you on it, you could just be like, "Hey, I have your check. It was on so and so and on that day. And hey, Dave, if if you want a Turf Nerd sticker, if any of you guys do, we have lots. You can just shoot an email to Turf Nerds Podcast at proton.me. We just send them out there for free. It gets some free Turf Nerds merch, Greg. Right?
Right, right. So, but the my thing is if I'm running the checks in, and the bank is right where I've got a couple of accounts. It's
Hmm.
basically almost across the street from where I do some cutting, either on Mondays or Tuesdays. It just so happens I'm in that area right by my bank, so I can run in there quickly. I'll do the mobile app deposit, and sometimes I've done that, and that works, and it's been helpful for me to be able to do that. But I almost prefer just to run them into the bank. I'm in there for 5 or 10 minutes and I'm out. And now the downside is once in a while I'll punch in on my on Yardbook that I got the check and that they paid me, and then it disappears. I save it, or I forget to save it,
Hmm.
so all of a sudden I'm looking and go, wait a minute, I know they paid me. A couple of weeks later, I'm looking and I see who hasn't paid me yet. I'm going, wait, I know I got a check from them, and so I didn't save it or didn't save it correctly. So that's the downside. So I need to be a little more diligent on that. So
There we go. Oh, another one here.
Stripe is so
Stripe is
easy,
so
and it's
see.
spoiling me into waiting to just make all my customers use it and wanting to make all my customers use it. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's good. I mean, some guys, that's all they take. And I've seen it on some of the groups on Facebook where guys say, that's it. That's all I do is take credit card.
Another
And
thing
it's,
you could try, what we should probably try to do it too, Greg, is a couple clients are a little bit too slow on the payment, so send out that friendly reminder. Huh,
mhm.
hey, payment is due upon receipt. It was like one or two clients where this one guy was literally like a solid month behind this whole entire year. So I just texted him today. I said, "Hey, Rick," I said, about to send out for the August invoices. Just want to let you know that you've been a month behind this entire year. I want this current before I send out the August invoice." And then what do you do instantly? Sent me the payment for July. So he's now current. So it's just you almost have to, Greg, kind of hop on these people and remind them. And borderline, you got to threaten them nicely with some late fees.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, I've just done it where when I send out my invoice for the next month, I send them the other one as well.
Hmm.
And then in that case, when it types in, I have to type in July invoice at the top of the thing. And then I also put in August invoice because I had somebody tell me one time, well, why, I didn't get that invoice. You know, you did.
Yeah.
So, and then I had one client that told me, I never got this invoice. And I said, well, yes, you did because I sent them both at the same time in the same email. It wasn't even through Yardbook. It was a personal email.
Oh,
And I sent it that way. And they said, well, I never got that invoice. I said, yes, you did because you paid me on the other one. So,
keep talking, Greg. Sorry, it just got a little
uh,
error that popped up here. No, it's just
so
something with the it's
where
something
are
with
you guys
StreamYard
located?
Facebook.
He's in Wisconsin. We're in Michigan, Davey.
Southeastern Michigan. Greg's got a lawn business about a half an hour from me, and I got a lawn care business a half an hour from him, Greg, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. So yours is a half an hour from me as well.
It's
So
about 45 minutes, right?
where in Wisconsin are you located, Davey? How'd you
I'd
hear
be
about us
curious.
too? Curious. So I know a little bit about Wisconsin, not that much.
Give us
Years
some
ago,
trivia, Greg.
I was in Wisconsin for a conference that I had to go to, and it was the strangest thing for me because people were walking around, and we for some reason we went to the mall, and we were all walking around in the mall, and I see all these people walking around holding a beer, just drinking a beer, and I'm
Oh, it's
thinking
funny.
this is just the oddest thing. You're not allowed to in Michigan. You can't just walk around the mall carrying a beer around with you. So, and I think the drinking age there was 18.
Really?
So I believe so. Yeah. Um, but it was just kind of funny to see people walking around. Appleton, I know Appleton.
Only
I've been
time
to
in South.
Appleton.
Oh, really? Really?
I
Holy
have
smokes!
been. Yeah. Oh, Rawhide Boys Ranch. It's in Appleton, Wisconsin, I believe. So, or it's right nearby there. Can't remember. So,
There we go. I'm just setting this back up here. It was weird. So we streamed through StreamYard, and all of a sudden our Facebook feed went down, but that's okay. We just really care about YouTube. Just so 25 minutes south of Green Bay. How long you been in the lawn biz for? Hey, we're doing like almost like a live from the field series, Greg, where we like interview guys, but it's like through a live stream.
that's right. Yeah.
Be curious to see what Davey says. But hey, don't forget to email us, David. We'll send you a couple free stickers. Would hope to get restocked on those, Greg, to pass out there at the
At the
expo too.
expo.
But no,
I
that's a
get
really
to,
good question that Davey asked though about the type of payments though, Greg, because we're both in that same boat. We haven't made the pulled the trigger on the credit card payments.
yeah, I've just not done it. Some guys think that you look a little more professional when you're taking credit card because that just adds one more layer to your business.
Hmm.
And some people like to do if they've got their points, they want to get their points. If you did a big job for them, like doing a 10-yard mulch job or something, that gets expensive. And um, yeah, but I think I was on my other YT account at Fox River Mowing. He said I'd messaged you guys a few weeks ago about joining your podcast as a guest, but think I was on my other YT account as Fox River Mowing.
I
Does
think he
that name
did message me. Yeah. What's it? Uh, who other?
Fox
Who
River
messaged
Mowing? Does
me?
that sound familiar?
The guy, it was Jason message. Oh, is this Jason? This is what's his name? Shoot, I had two different guys. Is this the guy that I called? I think it was the dude that I called. Well, message me again if I missed the email because we're setting up the series. From the field, real lawn care. Message me there. Email me there again. I thought I had told you. Oh man, maybe I thought I'd said that we were going to get you on for a show in the upcoming week or so. I don't remember. What did I last say? This is funny, Greg. This is called Raw
I
and Real
just,
here.
I think for yeah, we could just have him
Why does that name
just have him
sound
reach
so
back
familiar?
out to us again.
Yeah.
Well, you saw it, but you might have just kind of made a mistake and passed it over or something.
Well,
So
any personal email
sometimes
from
that
someone.
happens.
Well, any personal email from someone, I generally get back. Oh, maybe we just send them stickers. See, now I'm just like going like Biden all over the map trying to remember. So I'm sure you just send me an email back there again and pick up on that thread because now I feel like an idiot. So it's called
No,
Monesia, Greg, right?
Monesia. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that could be. So, but anyway, I had a decent day. The lawns are slowing down a little bit right now.
Hmm.
So I was able to I got a late start out this morning, had to make a few phone calls and then finally got out. And then my belt went out again on me. So I just had to replace it. So I put it back on. And then as soon as I engaged it again, it popped right off again. So I thought, okay, time to just go ahead and replace the thing. So that took me a little bit because I'd never done it on this mower, and a little bit different process. So it took me a little while to get it done. But it actually, once I finally got around to it, once I did it correctly, it was pretty easy. So, but my belt had somehow twisted around when I was putting it in, or trying to put it on, and so I'm going, what the heck happened here? So had to pull it all apart and do it all over again. So um, it was that was a little disappointing, but put it on and got around to it. So the day actually, once I did that, it flew by. I got done pretty good.
So that belt. Oh, sorry, Greg. The camera was falling off. So that belt, you had never changed that belt out on the Bobcat until now, right?
Correct. Yeah, yeah. So that was the first time I got 1,700 hours on that belt. So um, it says, I don't know if I just lost Evan. Yeah, you responded on the comment I made on one of your live streams that it was possible. Just haven't been able to find some time just yet. So yeah, we can. We're all busy right now.
This guy. Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure you never sent me an email. Just send me an email so I don't forget. But we'd love to get you there on the rotation. We got like two other guys ahead, and then you can just hop in too. Greg and I would love to have you on to do. We're trying to spread out this new series, Greg, aren't we? Just once every 3 or 4 episodes, get a guy on from the field like us because we're actually out there mowing, Greg. We aren't just sitting around. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, I felt like I was sitting around today when I had to make my phone calls, but yeah. So we'll be able to jump. We'll be able to get on. Just go ahead and email him again. Email us again, like he said,
this is great,
and
David.
we'll
Okay,
work
yeah,
with you.
David.
David.
Email at turfnerdspodcast@proton.me. Then anyone else you want a sticker, it's free. We'll send them, and maybe we'll have Greg autograph the back of the sticker, so then you guys can treasure that. Right? No one can even read. I've like written some notes. Some people like we sent them stickers, and I've been like writing everything all in capitals, Greg, because you couldn't read my writing. It's like left-handed chicken scratch.
Yeah, and, how many left-handed chickens are there out there? I'm not sure. Actually, you know what I saw the other day?
That's funny.
I saw a turkey with one leg. He's got one of his legs is broken,
Oh
so
no.
he was hopping around on one leg. So it was kind of sad, but that's what he was doing. He just hopped around on one leg, and that's
Ouch.
how he got around. Yeah. So it's the life of a turkey, huh?
They'll quickly go from predator to prey. I mean, turkeys are pretty mean. I mean, we see them mowing. I've mowed near a couple of them, and the toms are pretty mean. Those those birds are not very friendly.
Well,
That I
this
can
one
tell
is
you.
apparently fairly nice because it was one of my clients that owns a bunch of properties. He and I
Oh,
happened to get in a conversation, and he says, "Oh yeah," because I pull around in one of his properties there in Park, and he says, "Oh yeah, that turkey's been over there." He says, "It's actually really nice turkey." So
Go up there and pet it, Greg. Take selfies with it. Ask it if it wants to work. There's a labor
Yeah.
shortage. No one wants to work. But,
Yeah,
hey,
see if he wants
hey,
to be
can
on
you
the
go trim
show.
my grass? Yeah. You should go up to the turkey. Hey, this is Greg. Want to hop on the show?
Yeah,
Interview it. Do a live
stream.
stream.
That's
funny.
Don't know how to
You
do a
should
turkey
we
sound.
should do a live stream, Greg, interviewing your cat, because your cat is basically a dog.
Yeah, he's a good cat, so he's funny. He'll, but it's really only on his terms. He'll
Yep.
just crawl up on me. Well, you've seen him. We did one of the shows, and with was it Garrett? It was on. I can't remember who was on the show.
Jarrett.
He just Jarrett.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jared,
he was
yeah.
just crawling on my lap while I was trying to do the show. So, and then he just goes away. So he gets his fix and then moves on. So
That is true. I mean, I love dogs. You also have a dog too, guys. Greg has a dog. We prefer dogs here, but when we've kind of like been given cats by mistake in our lives, we tuck them in like, I have a cat. She's not. We rescued her. She was a little kitten behind her AC, so it's not like I was out looking for a cat. So
Mhm.
and it's all on her terms. Don't even try to be nice. She's just mean, but she loves me, tolerates the wife, and then puts up with my son. And that's kind of how it goes. It's kind of like some of the lawn clients. You know, some love me, tolerate my wife, invoicing them, but they don't know my son. So, oh man, that's
well,
funny.
that's the way it is. So
Well, Greg,
uh,
oh sorry, go on.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm getting a little tired here. If you guys can hear the ocean there in the back, we're gonna land the plane here. I'm still on
Huh.
a little family vacation. I'll be coming back later this weekend, Greg. And so, what's some parting wisdom that you want to give us, Greg?
Well, hey, just a couple of things as reminders. We've got the expo coming up, as we've said, but I think September 4th or September 5th is the cutoff for that's the next price increase. So I think
Yeah.
it's $30 now, and it's going to jump up to I don't know $35 or $40. I think it'll go up another $10 or so. But get in on that and use the Turf Nerds promo code, and I'll get you $15 off. And then what was the? Oh, then the prayer breakfast. We should mention that too, just as a reminder. Get guys at that prayer breakfast, and make sure they go to Trades for Christ to sign up for that, to make sure that so that they know how many people are going to be attending.
Yep, it's tradesforchrist.org. Didn't know about it. They had this prayer breakfast. It was at the expo last year, but we were taking a really boring hydro class, so we missed out on it. But now it's at a location next to the expo because they're renovating the Kentucky Exposition Center, and they're low on, I think, space there.
Yeah.
From where they had the prayer breakfast last year. So it's at the Crown Plaza Hotel right next to the expo, and Greg and I are just going to meet people and eat good food and meet with other like-minded people. So get on that. So, and on that being said, Greg, I think I'm gonna drive 12 hours now and tuck you in bed. So
Yeah.
appreciate you guys watching, and yeah, David, just shoot me an email though too. I love to send you stickers, and that way I don't forget. YouTube comments just get buried. I try to reply to all of them. So, but yeah, just shoot me an email. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.